So in the second assessment, and this is the first time you have taken it, you'll be taking your retake on Thursday or Friday this week. The first 5 problems are worth 2 points each, and the last 3 problems are worth 4 points each, so this assessment's out 22 points. We're looking for a decay, which means by multiply by the b value over and over again, does the answer go up or does the answer go down? So I'm looking for decay, which means I'm looking for the place where the answers are going to go down. So I'm looking for decimal numbers or b values that are between 0 and 1. So for example, for the bottom one, it's 1,000 times 0.5 to the x, which means each time I multiply by 0.5, I'm taking half of the original value. This will be referred to as a half-life. So when x is 1, the answer will be 500. When x is 2, it's going to be 250. When x is 3, it's going to be half of 250, which is 125, and so on. Whereas the third problem down is not a decay, because we're taking the half and we're tripling it each time. So it'll be half the first time, 3 halves the second time, 9 halves the third time, and we keep multiplying by 3. So these are the 2 decay problems. Again, basically 1 point per answer, or 2 points total. The next problem, we are given the value of x, and we're being asked to figure out the final answer. So this basically is a substitution problem, and then simplifying for y. So y is equal to 1200 times 0.62, and x is 8. So that means the x, I'm going to raise it to the 8th power. When doing these problems, again, a lot depends on the calculator. But definitely make sure when entering the problem into the calculator that you put the 0.62 in parentheses, just to make sure that the calculator does the problem in the right order. It should, but I have found that sometimes, especially if you have a calculator that doesn't have the algebra rules programmed into it, that there might be some issues with exponent problems. So the final answer here is 26.201. In problem 3, you're being asked to find the decay. So we've done quite a few of these. This is called the b value. In our exponential equations called the r value when we did recursive formulas back in chapter 1. So in doing these problems, we always start with 100%. If it's a decay, we subtract away the percent. If it's a growth, we add it. So when subtracting 9.5% from 100%, we get 90.5%. To get the b value, which is a decimal number, we take the 90.5 and we divide it by 100, since percent means out of 100. And so the final answer is 0.905. This is the b value. This is what I'm asking for in this problem. What is the b value? So if I was doing this problem, whatever my starting value is, this is the number that you're going to be multiplying by each and every time to get to the next answer. So we're going to basically, each time you're multiplying, you're basically getting about 90 to 91 cents of every dollar. The next problem is a growth. So again, we're going to start with 100%. And this time we're going to add the 8.1%. So we end up with 108.1%. And then to get the b value, we convert the percent into a decimal number by dividing by 100. And our b value is 1.0181. Which basically means that for every dollar, I'm going to get back about $1.08. This problem here was real similar to the first problem in this assessment. We're replacing the x with the value of 3. So we end up with approximately 595.508 as our answer. In problem 6, as I said, 6, 7, and 8 are all worth 4 points. So this one's 2 points for the table, 2 points for the equation. Our starting value is 20, and we are multiplying by 1.2 each time to get to the next answer. So 20 multiplied by 1.2 gives us 24. Times 1.2 again, you get 28.8. And when you multiply it by it again, you get 34.56. As an exponential function, f of x, or maybe you did y equals, it's our starting value first, it's the a number, which is 20, times our b value, and that's 1.2, that's what we're multiplying by each time, raised to the x. In exponential, the x value is the exponent, and the a and b values are normally given to us. So again, 2 points for the table, 2 points for the equation. All right, so in problem number 7, we're doing an annual growth of 4.5%. So that means we need to find the b value, since in the first step we're asking for the exponential equation. So this is a growth, so we start with 100%, like we did in the previous problem, where we had an 8.1% growth, and we do addition. So that gives me 104.5%. To get the b value, we have to do 104.5 and divide it by 100. So the b value for this problem is 1.045. So the equation is y is equal to my starting value, which is 15,000, times my b value, which is 1.05, raised to the exponent of x. In this problem here, we're investing this money over 25 years, so that means this problem, x is going to be 25. So it does ask you to figure out the answer to the problem. So we're going to replace the x with the value of 25. And then use our calculator to figure out the answer. So again, I'd put that 1.045 in parentheses, make sure. And you would end up with $45,081 and about 52 cents. And then for our last problem, buying an automobile, and this vehicle is losing money. So we start as which would be a decay problem. So we're going to take 100%, subtract away the 15%. So that means that basically for every dollar the car was worth, in the first year, the second year, that car now is worth 85 cents for every dollar. To turn it into a b value, we divide by 100, and we get 0.85. So the equation is y is equal to our starting value of $45,000 times our b value, which is 0.85, to the exponent of x. Try and figure out how much the car is worth in 6 years. So that means x will become 6 in this problem. And I'm trying to figure out about how much this car is worth. So 45,000 times 0.85 raised to the 6th power. So the car is worth about $16,971 and about 73 cents. So again, the first 5 problems were worth 2 points each. The last 3 problems, 4 points each. It wasn't based on, especially the last 3 problems, wasn't based on all right or all wrong. It was based on what I saw in terms of the problem. So I asked for the equation for part 1 and part 2 the answer. So I was looking at everything you did to complete the problem and try to give you points based on the work that you showed.